Peace, Vandals and Vandalettes. It's the God Mathematics, and you now listening to the Vandal Hour, Season 7, live on S.STREET Media. Make sure you check us out whenever we come on. And that's usually Saturday evenings from blah, blah to blah, blah, blah. But obviously, we're coming on a Thursday. So we come on whenever the fuck we want to come on. But if you want to check us out, just be on the lookout for our promos on the Vandal Hours Instagram page or on our S.STREET Media page. We have a lot of dope things going on. Make sure you go to our website at www.sstreetmedia.net or the old joint, sstreetmedia.info. Check out all our new shit, all our old episodes of the Vandal Hour, especially Season 7 and Season 6. We have a lot of dope people that we interviewed this year. We interviewed Duel, Joust, Hops, Stems, Niso, and countless others. Shout out to Straight 16, who was one of our big episodes this year. But now, let me give a roll call to all the Vandal Hour guards and goddesses that came before me, as I always do every show. Let me give a shout out to Brat, Giggles, Greaseball, J-Lo, YNN, Mathematics, Facts on Wax, E. Sinatra, June 457, Sosa, Dre Kill Films, Bring That Back Dude, DJ Quest, Mr. 13, Buyer 3, Reps, Guest, DJ Swift, DJ EA, Darwin Queens, Paris, and all the other people who helped me get to this point that I'm here now talking to y'all. But tonight, let me talk about tonight, man. You know, I'm a Brooklyn dude, you know what I mean? And I vibe very heavy with my borough. So I got to introduce someone who is a very influential part of Brooklyn history. Especially East New York. He has been on the Vandal Hour a couple of times. He is our friend. He rocks out with us. He done killed wars ridiculously. A lot of people actually mention his name as their inspiration. A lot of influential people. So it is my pleasure and the Vandal Hour's pleasure to introduce to you Flav.
Yeah, what's good with
Brown, how you doing?
Everything good. Just chilling, trying to get through this quarantine, ready for this shit to be over.
Yeah, we all is, man. How this shit has been affecting you, man?
I've been pretty alright. I just been, staying low key in the crib mostly. I got a newborn right now, so I've been in the crib, trying to make sure he good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But otherwise than that, everything else is pretty much the same. My job didn't stop us from working, so we still working. I'm an essential worker.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been doing some PPE masks, so keeping the other essential workers safe.
Yo, that's crazy, man. How do it feel to be a person who's actually helping people in this time of crisis?
Man, it feels good, man. I just wish that we just get a little bit more recognition, because a lot of essential workers out there, at the end of the day, they risking their lives for everyone else. No matter what kind of essential worker, if you work in a grocery store, the gas station, bank, whatever it is, if you're an essential worker, you're very important to the environment and the community right now. So shout outs to all the essential workers.
That's a fact, man. Shout out to all the people out there. And I'm talking about the bodega stores. I'm talking about the 99-cent stores, the laundry mats. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yo, for the people who may not know, you've been on the Vandal Hour a couple of times. One of the times you came with the GU crew.
Right.
And then you came also on some just dolo shit. You've been to a lot of our events. What you been up to, man, since the last time you was on the Vandal Hour, man?
Well, like you said, I've been passing through a couple of y'all joints, and since the quarantine, that first week when things was kind of quiet, I was just sitting down, and I'm like, you know what? Since it's so quiet, let me come outside. So I've been outside a little bit, you know what I mean?
Get out of here.
Yeah. So I said, because the way I look at it right now is like, you know what? Might as well take advantage of it right now before it get too hot, the summertime. Because I'm like, yo, what other time where you don't gotta show your face?
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is perfect for us.
So how was it out in them streets, baby?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, they still out there, wandering around. You know, the boys, the pigs, whatever you want to call them. They still out there, but everything is pretty quiet. You know what I'm saying? But now that they're starting to open stuff up, I see now, you know, it's starting to get a little bit more lit in certain areas. But it is what it is. We Vandals, so we do what we do. And so the quarantine, regardless of the quarantine, we gonna do what we gotta do regardless.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Did you go out for Dolo, or was you running with some other people?
Now I did a couple of dolos. You know, when I go out for self, I don't stay out too long. You know, I'll probably come out with a couple. But you know, I stepped out a couple of times with Foot. My man Few is back, Fresh Five.
Facts.
I want to hear something crazy. You know who I linked up with the other day? You know, I always stayed linked with him, but then he came outside was AIM 344.
Get out of here.
Word. So we did a little something the other night. You know, I spoke to him earlier too. He brown.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's a return.
And matter of fact, I even linked up with JB a couple of times. All right.
Oh, no, it's crazy because I was talking to JB. He said he was in the East.
Yeah.
He said he was touching some walls.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel return? And let me say this ain't your return, because I actually seen you with the NFG crew kill a situation, a war somewhere, that it was like the whole NFG, man.
Yeah, that was off the strength of Foot, you know, put me on to that one. You know, he more closer to Over, but Over is cool. He good.
How was that experience doing that joint?
Oh, that was nice, because, you know, I was, you know, trying to get back into it, so I was brushing off the dust. So that was a nice spot, you know, to brush off some dust.
Yo, I ride past it almost like on a constant basis, and that silver just pops off. It just glows off the wall, man. Y'all killed that one.
Yeah, that was a nice color scheme, even though it's a simple color, but chrome and black, you know, is classic color, so you can never go wrong with those.
And that sky blue on for the 3D. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice.
Thanks.
I also seen you painting in the Bronx, with a lot of writers recently. No, it wasn't recently. I see like 8-9 months ago. You was in the Bronx. It was a lot of writers. It was like NFG, and it was like plus people. It's on your page. You in the Bronx. You wrote Rumble in the Bronx.
All right. Nah, actually, that was in Queens. Actually.
Oh, okay.
But that was for Rumble in the Bronx. I don't know. A few heads might know about it. Me personally, I just learned about it last year. You know, that's a little underground fight club. So they had a little event. So they had mad writers come out. You know, I ran into a couple of heads that I ain't seen in a while. Smoke, Mutts, you know. So it was cool. It was a nice event, you know. Everybody was cool. Everybody had fun. Everybody did their thing, you know. Nice, peaceful event, you know.
For dudes that don't know, Rumble in the Bronx is real fighting boxing matches. You know what I mean? Like, it's some hood shit. I'd actually seen a few. I actually know a person who fought in that. It's some underground street boxing shit. If you haven't checked it out, go on YouTube and check out Rumble in the Bronx. Shit is real.
It is real. It is real. I went. Matter of fact, the weekend we did it, the next weekend they had a fight there, and we went. Me and Foot went, and it was a nice event, man. You know, China Mac was there, Method Man was there. You know, it was a nice vibe.
What you call it? They definitely very well known, man. Very well known, man. It's definitely the buzz right now. If I'm not mistaken, one of the dudes associated with it just came home from prison too. That was part of it also. But yeah, Rumble in the Bronx. If you're not up on that, make sure you check that out. Yo, I know you were East New York, you know, person who comes from there. So I want to talk to you about what's going on in East New York, because I'm going to tell you, I be out in East New York, and I don't see too many tags out there.
it's quiet out here, man. It's very quiet out here. Not too many people come through here, and when they do, they I don't want to blow it up. To me personally, I don't mind if they don't come through because they can stay where they at. But the whole thing is, they don't know that many people come through here. And I've seen a couple come through here recently, like Maine and Keezy. TD came through, and Cole.
Mm-hmm.
COE, they came through. But they usually go through the main Avs. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
They don't really come through the hood, like the side blocks. I like side blocks. That's why when I come through your hood, no matter where I come, I'm coming through your side block.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think writers are scared to write out there?
Well, the East is already known for what the East is known for. So I ain't even gonna front. A lot of them probably is. A lot of people say, "Oh, yo, the East is this, East that," but I'm a product of my environment, so it's not to me. It's like my right hand man. You know what I mean, the East is the East. So no matter what hood I go to, and I'm saying it's all the same to me because I'm from the East.
Who's some of the writers that you see? If a person ever been to East New York, who's some of the writers that do their thing out there in the East? That's getting up.
From the East, you got Over, you got NFG, On Ski, you got Fresh 5, Foot, Fuel, you got CFS Crew, Gigs and Minus in them. They be doing their thing. You got RS, you got BM Ski do his thing. It's a few. I can't think of too many right now off the head. It'll take me a while, but there's a few out here doing their thing.
When you mention like the Foots and the Fresh 5, very especially when it comes to Foot, very active, active. I just seen something he did on some rooftop. Do you feel like the East has its own kind of style? Because when I look at the East writers, it's kind of different than what's going on in the mainstream shit. You understand where I'm coming from? Like the East has its own pulse. Do you agree?
I can't really say we kind of versatile, I could say, because most of the heads that I'm close with, they got many styles, man. So I can't really say it's just one style. You know what I'm saying? Because we got straight letters, we got feelings, we got tags, we got floaters, we got outlines. We could do it all. So you know what I'm saying? I can't just say it's just our style. We got many styles.
True indeed. You know, you got one of the biggest writers come out of the East ever is Dondi.
Right.
And so, you know, a lot of people, you know, for the people who may not know, you know, he was a very influential figure in GRAFF, and a lot of the trains that he was sitting was like the Grant. He was over there by the Grant layups a lot.
Right.
So you know the East have very powerful certain figures that came out of the East that's really huge. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
So that's the reason why. But it's funny that you don't see too many writers journeying out there, knowing that the East is one of the main, you know, GRAFF hubs. You know? Right now, are you seeing any of them young boys coming out the East? Is there somebody that we may not heard of that you see is bubbling out there right now?
Well, I see this kid Steckham, S-E-C-M, yes, Steckham, if I'm pronouncing it right. And Wana, M-A-N-E-R, if I'm saying it right. I think they from the East, and I think I'm not sure, but maybe K-N-Z.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that also.
So there's a couple out there that they're trying to step their game up. Respect due. Just keep it up. That's all I say. Keep it up. Master your craft. And I'm saying just keep the culture alive. And I'm saying and learn your history. That's one thing. A lot of people gotta learn their history and the rules to the game. Because a lot of people don't know the rules to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Give me an example of that.
Like for instance, fillings go over tags, go over outlines, straight letters go over fillings and tags, burners go over straight letters and tags. You know what I'm saying? So people got to understand that, because some people be out there catching feelings if you go over tag. And I'm like, you nigga just burn the whole spot. You talking about a little tag? Like, come on, step your game up if anything.
You know what's funny, because you have this is no particular writer, but I've heard this side. There's certain writers that be like, yo, if you're gonna go over my shit, just make sure that my shit ain't seen under it. You know what I mean? So when they leave the tag out, a lot of people feel it's like a certain type of disrespect. I have heard that one.
Well, as far as the tag, nah. If there's a filling over the tag, if half of the tag is out, it doesn't matter. But if there's another filling, you got to cover the filling. Filling over the filling, you got to cover the filling, and it got to be brolic. It got to be brolic. You know what I'm saying? Don't come and do some little ass shit and 3/4 of the other filling is still popping out. Nah, rock out here than the one next to you. That's what I'm talking about. Big.
So let me ask you, here's one for you. So imagine you got a fill on a wall, right? A nice fill, nice spot, somewhere like on Broadway or something. And some dude come and do the extinguisher on top of your shit, drip all over your shit. Shit look crazy. How would you feel?
Oh, nah, I probably ain't gonna feel that too much.
Because I've been seeing that lady. Have you been seeing that?
I've been seeing that with the fire extinguisher just jump off. But, nah, I ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be dripping all over nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? If you catch the fire extinguisher in the nice spot and you ain't touching nobody else, that's still a tag. Even though you caught it big, but it's still a tag. And you cheating at that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Recently, you was not recently, a couple of months back. This is just me going through your page. You was at the Martinez 90 show.
Oh yeah, we went through that last year.
Tell me, how was your experience there?
Oh no, it was a cool vibe. You know, it was so many writers there. Now I mean, probably like over 100 writers throughout the day. I went there kind of late. Me and Foot pulled up. And I mean, I ran into a couple of heads. I ran into James Top, Keeps, Calm 25, a couple of other heads. I don't really quite remember. I remember I ran into Chez, CHEZ, with 5x7. That was a name I used to see a lot in the tunnels back in the days.
That's a fact. And Sil and Chez.
Yes, definitely. So, you know, I ran into them, man. It was a good experience. You know, you see some old tags from like the 90s and the early 2000s that you didn't see in a while. The only thing that I wish I would have got there earlier, maybe bump into a couple of more heads, but it's all good. It is what it is.
What was there that stood out to you the most?
What, you talking about at the Martinez Gallery?
At the gallery, yes. What's something there that was like, you seen things like, oh, wow.
Well, it wasn't nothing to me personally, like exclusive, but it was one tag that I ain't going front that was a big influence. And he had like a whole wall. He had like the balcony up top, and that was Vifa. He had a nice little bubble letter. It wasn't, you know, too crazy, but it was nice. It took up the whole spot, and you know, Vifa.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. One of my influences also. You know what I mean? Very powerful bomber. You know, very, very, very powerful and prolific bomber. So like, yeah, that would have caught my eye too.
Nah, definitely. I took a flick of that one.
You got to pass me now. I might want to post that on the Vandal Hour.
I got you.
Recently, Cas 5 passed away.
Yeah.
Did you have any experiences with Cas 5?
Nah, I never really had no experiences personally with him. You know what I'm saying? He was also another big influence, another name that caught super wreck growing up in the 90s. And but it was one story that I always remember too. This probably like late '90s, early 2000s, when my man Ames ran into him on the train,
Mm.
and they almost got it on the train, but you know it didn't go down, but it was very close to going down on the train.
When you think of Cas 5, you know what I mean? What comes to your head? What's something that jumps out of your head when you think of Cas 5?
Probably them high spots. Fucking what's that spot? Out on by the Lancey Street.
Oh yeah, the over
Uh,
Richie's.
and another one that always come to my head, and this was on, and I had looked up the other day. I had went on the internet just to see, but I remember this was big before social media got super big. Was state your name and the streets are saying things, and I remember Kes 5 and Les climbed the train trestle to the up to the top
Hmm.
and caught feelings.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's two things that always come to my mind when I think of Cat 5.
I'm gonna say Myrtle and Broadway when he had the center or the top of the building for many years, and then
Yeah,
recently he battled Pierre for that same spot, and then
right.
later they both just allowed each other to be up on the roof, which I
Right.
respect. That's true graph, man. You gotta, if a person who could challenge you back and forth and really give you a run, you gotta respect that, man. And I think they both challenged each other very heavy, and then both came to the point that we let this both of us get this spot. You know what I mean?
Nah, definitely. It's definitely a sport.
Yo, how's your man Pove, man? I haven't heard from Pove in a long time, man.
Man, I haven't heard from him in a while either myself. But that's one of them dudes though that I don't really speak to that much. But every now and then, he end up linking with me. I usually keep the same number, so he usually end up getting in contact with me. I guess when things are good for him. You know what I mean?
True indeed. Another person very influential in the grab game. A lot of people don't like to give him his props, his
Nah,
respect, and he put it in.
nah, definitely.
Graffiti Unlimited, right?
Yes, he was a big influence too, because actually Paul was one of the first heads to actually show me like, yo, can control, straight letter, try to piece and stuff like that. So I'll give Pope enough props for that.
That's a fact. And he one of our for the Vandal Hour, he always supported us. One of our highest viewed episodes ever was the Pove episode. He gave a lot of information on his life, and it was a good interview, man. Before he
Right,
went, he disappeared. We got a
right,
great interview. GRAFF has been around now for like 50 years.
right.
Why do you think it haven't died?
Because at the end of the day, everybody love it. They might front like they don't love it, but majority of people love it, and it's everywhere. It's not just in the streets. It's on your clothes. It's on your cereal box. It's on television. It's everything. It's on cars. On the bus. It's everywhere. Advertisement. It's everywhere. It's to the fact that some of these big industries steal from us.
True indeed.
So it's not going nowhere. And if you think about it, Graph's been around since the beginning of time. With
Ooh.
Flav and all the back in time when they was writing on walls, pictures and lettering and stuff, that was Graph.
Hieroglyphics, baby.
Definitely. That was Graph. That was Graph in its beginning. That's how they communicated. So we still communicating to this day doing the same thing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I think one of the things also I think that keep it going is GRAFF is very rebellious. You know what I mean?
That,
It represents the people who don't. Most of the people that do GRAFF come from nothing. come from poverty, come from
Right.
hard times. So
Mm-hmm.
it allows these people, including myself, to have a voice. You know, like some of us wouldn't have been noticed, not all, but some of us wouldn't have been noticed if we wasn't up on the wall.
Right. Right.
You know, so it gave a lot of us um an identity
Right.
that we wasn't getting, and maybe in our homes, in our neighborhood. So I think that piece will forever, like, there's a lot of young boys, a lot of young girls who need a voice, who wanna say something, and the only way they could do that is with spray paint on a wall. You know what I mean? So I think that is gonna keep growing and growing as long as somebody got to say something.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's very therapeutic because graph is a form of art. Whether some people look at it or not, is a form of art, and art is very therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, they might not know how to express themselves verbally or physically, so they express it through their art, with their hand.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Give me three words that describe Flav. Any words you want, but give me 3 words that describe Flav.
Brown, Brooklyn, and low key.
I like those. And me knowing you, they fit you well. They fit you well. I for the people who may not be, they hearing you say brown. Can you give us a little breakdown on the whole brown thing?
Brown is just a movement, man. I can't get too much detail.
Yeah, without
Brown
going
is
detail.
a movement. Brown is a movement. You know, it's a collective of just very important people, positive people that's, you know, trying to take positivity and creativity to the next level and just support our community and, you know, just make things go on.
That was a good breakdown, God. That was a great breakdown. You know, graph wise, do you feel there's anything that left that you need to do or to accomplish in graph?
Nah, not really. I know me. Sometimes I think about it. I still think not too many people really know who I am, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I know I've been around, and the ones that really know who I am. And right now, I just want niggas or people to know that, you know, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I've been seeing Flav for a long time, like the tags, a long time. I didn't know. It took me into meeting you that I didn't know the FVR was you. I thought that was FUR for all these years. So until I met you and then I seen you do it, I said, oh shit, that's Flav. That's FVR. So I think, like, to me, you got like 2 different histories. You got your hand style history, and
Right.
then you got those. Because I think a lot of people, like myself, didn't make that connection. You know what I mean? Like, those is its own entity itself also. You know what I mean?
Well, my whole thing is growing up, you know, back in the days, some people like to use, like, say, for instance, like the train days. Back in the days, some people used to have one name for the street, one name for the train. But me personally, I always wanted to keep one name, but I wanted to have many styles. So that was really my concept for everything, you know, coming into the game.
How important style is to you?
It's very important because that's what kind of like separates you and make you who you are and make you stand out from others, because there's a lot of styles out there that's very similar, You got some styles out there that's trash. You got some styles that never evolve. So style is very important.
Do you like, and when you're talking about evolution and evolving, there's a lot of people who I'm just gonna play the God's advocate. I can never play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play God's advocate, and I'm gonna say this: there's a lot of people who say, "Yo, I don't need to evolve with this tag because that's my brand, and my brand. If I evolve, you may not know that's me anymore. That might be somebody else. You know." Let me give you an example, like an Easy.
Yeah,
Like that's a stamp, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you on that. You can always keep your stamp, regardless. Like that first one, you can always keep it. But I always feel you gotta have many styles because no matter what, when it comes to just everyday life, nothing stays the same. Everything evolves. For instance, say for instance like the phone. Back in the days, the phone was rotary phones. Now we got cell phones and wireless phones. Like everything evolves, but people know that's a phone. So if you do your thing and people know their history, they're gonna know that's you, regardless of what style you drop.
I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. When I was going through your page on Instagram, I see that you like to take a lot of pictures of GRAFF too. What's some of the things that you like to take pictures of GRAFF wise? What make you snap a shot of somebody's shit?
Nah, just anything. I just love GRAFF, period, art all together as a whole. So it really doesn't matter as long as it looks good and it looks like you did your thing. I'm gonna take a flick.
True indeed. True indeed. I want to go back. You know, the Vandal Hour is a hip hop show, so I always like to, talk a little bit of hip hop within. I mean, a little bit of the music along with the GRAFF. East New York has a few MCs that's on a rise right now. You got Foot for Mayor, you got Handsome Baller, you got Big Zaddy East. How you feel about the East New York music movement that's coming out of the East?
Nah, it's definitely good because we need some new life out here. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of quiet out here, so we need some new life out here. Just to represent, the neighborhood and the culture. So it's good. It's a good look.
Let me say this, in your opinion, is East New York still East New York? Like you know what I'm talking about. Is East New York still the East?
Kind of. Certain. All right, put it like this. Like we were saying earlier, everything is changing. Everything is evolving. Like I looked at Death with Street by Charles Bronson.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody ever seen that movie, if you ever seen that movie, that's the East right there. The East don't look like that no more. The East is slowly getting gentrified just like everywhere else. But you still got the East in the East. So certain areas is still going to be what it is.
When I think it's funny because I've been going to the East heavy since like 1990. One of the writers, and I just wanted to say it, I always like to say his tag because I don't hear him, nobody really talk about him a lot. But there's two people that I used to hang with in East New York who tagged up. One name was Riggs.
Okay.
And my other man name was Poker. And,
okay.
That's two. Just in case they might listen to this, I want to just let them know those are the two dudes from East New York that I used to write with. Riggs and his cousin name was JC. His cousin JC has Natural Life now, and my man Poker, who I went to elementary school, he's from Linden. He was from Linden when I didn't know what Linden was. I only knew Linden Plaza. I didn't know that there was Linden Projects.
Right, definitely.
So I want to shout those two dudes out. If there's a certain writers that you feel they may not be mentioned in GRAFF history that was influential to you, Do you have any of those people like this? It may be writers just from your neighborhood. Any of those writers that you that come to your mind?
Well, I know growing up, I used to always see, and well, these three names were definitely big. Two Rage, Dry Stone, and Pills. Those are three influential names from East New York that was doing their thing, streets, tunnels. You also had SMI Crew, Chips, Kudos. You had Brand, Host, and also not too far, but neighbors to the east. You also had like Spot, SPOK, Daz. They was doing their thing. Oh, don't let me forget Peasky, Lou. You know, they also old school writers that did their things back in the day from the east. Fiend, Aim. No, those were big. No, they was going hard back in the days too, in the 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s. So those were big names too.
I like to speak about these people because these people are usually the influences to us, and sometimes we just take it to another level. But they influenced us though, like to get into the act of doing what we was doing.
Right.
So I like to always mention them. You know, I know you're a weed connoisseur also, man. So I want to ask you, man, right now, during this COVID-19 shit, what strain are you fucking with?
What strain?
What weed strain you fucking with right now?
I gotta make that plural because actually at the moment right now, I got like 3 spliffs burning right now, and I got some blue suede. I got some Jack Herrera here, and I got some platinum Kush.
Ooh, you know what I got right now? I'm probably down to like a little bit of my eighth left, but I had some pink platinum.
All right.
Which was fucking fabulous. And I just had I was smoking on pink platinum, true OG also. Yeah. Good strains. If you haven't touched these strains,
all right,
check them out, man. That Herrera is I'm a fan of Jack Herrera. He definitely get me fucked up.
All right.
You know, we're coming to the end of this interview. I always appreciate you, man, because you know, you're there. I see you on a regular basis. Me, you, Sosa, Keeps, Calm 25 was together in the end of this or the beginning of this year or end of last year.
Right.
You know, I know that, you know, your head is on right. You're moving correctly. I always respect what you do and what you bring to the GRAFF game, because a lot of East New York writers always name you as one of their influences. Any last words you want to say, God? Anything you want to say to your peoples? Any shout outs you want to give?
Well, shout out to Old Brown, Foot, Few, Fresh Five. You know, all the writers doing their thing. Look out for the new crew, 4F, Fantastic 4. So we're going to be making some moves.
Who's that, so God? Who's that?
That's Fresh, Foot, Few, and Flav.
Woo!
Fantastic 4.
I'm glad you said that here, baby. I've been seeing some new Few shit. He has with Over. I seen him. Over got him out there, man.
Yeah, we out here.
Yo, what you call it? I need you to hook up that interview for me with the Few.
All right, I got you.
See if you can connect the dots with me on that. Yo, as I said, I appreciate you for being on the show. Real quick, today's mathematics is wisdom, knowledge, all being born to understanding. I'm going to repeat that again. Today's mathematics is wisdom, knowledge, all being born to understanding. Happy birthday to my ex-girlfriend, Sabrina. Today's her birthday. Tomorrow, my man A1's birthday. Shout out to all my Taurus and now Gemini coming in, my Gemini people coming in. And thank you, Flav, for hanging out with the guard. I appreciate you.
Good one. I love it.
Yo,
Appreciate it.
keep doing what you do. Tell Foot and everybody I said peace and Brown, man.
But I love.
Peace to the guard. You have a great one. Send me some pictures so I, of some graphs so I could advertise this with the pictures.
I got you.
Peace to the guard. You have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.